know that feeling when something that you really wanted slips away, whether it's a job, a career, a brand deal, whatever, you name it. You're so close and then it just slips through the cracks and suddenly your soul feels crushed. That feeling of rejection. Hi friends, if you're new to this channel, my name is Krizia. You can follow me at Krizia Official on all channels. If you haven't yet subscribed, you may want to consider subscribing and joining the family. We're almost at 100K. There's so many personal examples that I'm ready to give you because if there's anyone that knows rejection and failure, it is me, trust me. I hear from so many of you that you also deal with rejection, whether it's in a relationship, a friendship, or something you really wanted. Rejection shows up in so many different ways in our lives. And it is a really soul-crushing feeling, but there are ways to deal with it, and I want to share with you not only some of the ways that have helped me transform that feeling of rejection into a light, but I also want to share with you some tips that I've learned along the way from others as well. Logic never really helps in the moment of a heartbreak or rejection, right? Like when you're dealing with rejection, the last thing you want to hear is someone say rejection is redirection. It's like it doesn't help. You know that it's true. It's the logical side of you that knows that part, but it still doesn't erase the fact that it sucks. Or especially when you try to tell yourself maybe it just wasn't meant to be. I can't even tell you how many times I've told myself this in the face of rejection. But guess what? It's gonna continue to happen. It's a part of life. It's a part of life that is meant to help you fine-tune what it is that you actually want in life. Without rejection, you won't know what you don't like, which won't help you refine what you do like. And this is an ongoing process because as you evolve, you're gonna continue to hit bumps on the road of things, people, and situations that are meant to show you what's not meant for you. So in this video, I want to just cover why rejection hurts so much, how resistance is a refinement. I'll be sharing more personal stories and examples because I know sometimes it's helpful to hear other people's stories, the hidden purpose of rejection, and finally, how to turn rejection into growth. I want you to reframe the idea that rejection is punishment because it can really feel like punishment in the moment. When you get rejected, ouch, right? Like it hurts. Fear is one of those emotions too. When you realize fear is actually an emotion that comes up because you really want something, it is something positive. You're feeling fear because this is something that you really value and you really want. I'm gonna tell you about a situation off the top of my mind. It's what inspired me to film this video. I actually had another video planned, but today I just had to change a heart because of the situation that happened, and I was like, I have to talk about this. So I finally faced my fear of filming in a public gym. Like this is silly because many of you probably see me on any of my social pages and you realize that I'm a content creator full-time. This is what I do for a living. Yet I still had this fear of filming in a public gym. And I finally confronted that fear recently, and I was so proud of myself. I felt inspired to one day because I see other creators do it, and it really inspires me to want to go to the gym. And I was like, I really want to help spread that feeling with more of the people who follow me too. And this was a really great situation. I did it. I was very mindful. I, went as early as possible to avoid more people. And I'm always super aware of people in the background. I try to make sure no one's in the video, like their faces. There was this one woman in the gym, older woman, who was giving me some weird looks, and I kind of just brushed it off because, I was in the zone working out and filming. Then this email comes in from the gym saying that people have complained about filming in the gym, seen other people filming. So, this could be anyone, right? But in that moment, I kind of took it personal and I was like, ouch, I was feeling really good about this. A few days later, then here comes this person complaining, even though if it was about this person who I felt it could be, they were not in my videos at all. Nowhere near was blocking any ways. Like I only get short clips of my workouts and then I continue my sets, my reps without filming it. So I only get like a couple of seconds per move. You're trying to stay out of harm and other people's way, yet someone will always find something to disapprove about you and what you're doing. Most times, especially when you're putting yourself out there, you put yourself at risk for more people to be unhappy with who you are just for simply existing. I thought about it for a moment and my ego side of me was telling me, why can't they just mind their own business? So I sat with this emotion. What is this trying to teach me? What is this trying to show me? And I've been also studying Kabbalah a lot, and this is not about Kabbalah. There's this term that I learned. It really helped pinpoint the feeling in the situation. It talks about how when you raise your frequency, you are immediately met with resistance or rejection. It's not a coincidence. It's not an accident. It's actually the universe's way of testing you if you're still willing to stand in your creativity and stand with your light despite the disapproval of other people or rejection in some way. And so this was a test. This is a good thing because it means that I did something out of my comfort zone, and it was immediately met with resistance, meaning that the same amount of light that I put into this action, there was an equal amount of dark that I was met with. Meaning it's a challenge of equal force, and it is now a test for me to either transmute that into light and keep going or let the darkness win. Then I told myself, you know what? I'm gonna keep showing up. I'm gonna keep doing what I feel called to do because this is something that is bigger than me. It is not like I'm just filming myself for the sake of filming myself. There is a reason of inspiration behind it. I'm like, you know what? I'll just film on a quieter day, or I'll try to wake up even earlier so I can, stay out of people's way even more as much as possible. But either way, I'm still gonna show up. And that in itself was so empowering within. Just a simple mindset switch like that, I suddenly felt empowered again. That feeling alone is so worth seeing your rejection through, sitting with it, processing it, not just brushing it off with your ego and telling yourself, whatever, people can suck it. Like responding with anger, that's usually your ego. Moral of the story, rejection is your friend if you're open to it. Even though it's about me and my content creation journey, this can be applied to so many different parts of your life, whether you're a content creator or not. Like I've been rejected from jobs that I really wanted, friendships that I thought were real friendship, taking my energy without reciprocating the energy back. So I want you to think about a time where you have been dealing with rejection and how you've been processing it. And I encourage you to just look at it through a different lens and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? And what test could this possibly be related to? Because that's how we're gonna grow in life, and that's how we're gonna evolve, is when we're met with rejection and challenges. Why does rejection hurt so much? What's crazy is rejection doesn't just hurt emotionally, it actually lights up a part of your brain that triggers physical pain. Your body reacts to it like it's been injured. And that's just because evolution wired us that way. And back then, way back then, belonging meant survival. If you don't belong, you don't survive. That's what your brain is trying to protect you from, the rejection, the lack of belonging. So even though we've evolved as humans, it's still a natural response to take rejection as a threat because our brain interprets rejection as danger. So I want you to start accepting that rejection isn't the end of something. It's simply feedback. Just look at it as feedback and that's it. When you start to see rejection as energy information instead of failure, it becomes less personal. Rejection as refinement. What do I mean by this? Well, every time we hit resistance, whether it's a door closing, getting a no, it is never random. This is life creating space for us to grow into something stronger. If everything went our way, if everything was easy, life would be boring. Think of resistance as spiritual weight training. It's like going to the gym. It's making you stronger every time you're encountering it and every time you choose to keep going, to keep showing up. When things stop flowing easily, it doesn't mean immediately that you're off your path. Sometimes it just means you're being prepared for something bigger. And if you need more examples, let's get into some more story times on rejections. I actually don't think I've ever talked about a lot of these rejections that I'm about to share with you other than right now. So I've been content creating full-time for a little over a year, but I have been posting actively for years now. In the beginning, I've met with quite a few agencies, but it's so funny because the first agency that I met with, I really wanted to sign with this agency. They had some of the top creators that I was inspired by, and I finally got a meeting with them. They reached out to me, we met, and I got some of the most harsh feedback that I was not prepared for. In the moment, I felt like I wanted to give up on being a creator. I was like, what is the point of this? Long story short, I didn't end up signing with that agency. They told me basically they don't think that I'm ready. And so I was like, okay, This is the first meeting. I'm gonna keep going. I kept a positive attitude and I kept building. I was approached by another big agency, an agency that I've actually booked a ton of work with. They have helped me land some really cool campaigns with really big beauty brands. And so I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. A couple of weeks of conversation, we're like, you know, let's go. She believes in me. I love you and your style of communication. Like, let's do this. She gets laid off in the process of me signing a contract. So basically that just didn't happen. I didn't end up signing with the agency because she was my point of contact and there was no one else that I was able to be referred to. She just got fired. This just wasn't meant to be. I get reached out to by tons of agencies, by the way, but this one in particular, I look up their page and they're signing some pretty big creators too. I'm excited again, you know, third time's a charm. I met with the founders and the founder was Latina. So I was really excited because I was like, okay, diversity and this is different. So before you sign with an agency, there's an agreement, a contract. So I was in the process. I have my own lawyer who always reviews all of my agreements with brands, with whatever potential contract I'm about to sign. This is normal, standard practice. Just a couple terms, you know, we were asking if we could revise. She sent it over. Even though this meeting went so well, after we sent back the couple of red lines, they replied and said, you know what, actually, we decided we're not going to move forward. No more agencies. I'm done. I don't want to spend all of my time on this. It's coming to an end, I promise. All of these things kept happening. And then eventually I got approached by 2 agencies at the same time, and I was really stuck on trying to make a decision and ultimately went with one agency over the other. It was actually pretty good for the first few months. I was really excited. I landed very big projects. Things kind of took a downward turn. Then I realized, you know, okay, I need to do what's best for me because right now this commission is not making sense. Like, I'm giving them more money than they're bringing me. It was a really tough time for me. I say all this to say, like, I've been through so much rejection, like, and it makes it harder every time you get rejected by something, by someone. It always hurts because you try to give the benefit of the doubt and you don't want to hold people to past experiences and you want to try and start fresh. But you know, it does kind of get to you after a while. And this isn't even getting into like rejection from my peers and like the silent competition that goes on. But that doesn't change my purpose, and I can't let that take my light away. You will be faced with so much rejection, but always follow your light. You can never lose when you have good intention, pure intentions, and you keep choosing to move forward, because people want to see you lose so bad, but there are more people who also want to see you win that you don't even know exist because they're silently watching and supporting. And you know, with all the rejection, it will trigger thoughts like, I'm not good enough. Am I really cut out for this? And with every closed door, it pushed me to elevate in a different way. The way that I showed up started to become more and more authentic. Stop performing and trying to be something for the sake of getting approval by an agency or getting liked by the so-and-so. With each rejection, it actually wears down the performance side. All in all, that is the hidden purpose of rejection. We often get stuck after rejection because we confuse the outcome with our identity. But resistance is almost always a sign that expansion is so close. Don't give up. It truly feels like a test every time. Like a mirror is being held up to your face. It's the universe saying, how bad do you want it? Are you gonna stand your ground? Are you gonna keep going? Even when things don't go your way? The tension is the old version of you clashing with the new version of you that's trying to break through. How do we transform rejection? You acknowledge it, you question what it could be strengthening, you release the need to control it, and you respond gracefully. You don't react with your ego. Then you just move the energy. Keep creating, keep working out, keep showing up, because you have to put it in motion. If you found this video helpful, comment down below rejection is redirection, and make sure to subscribe to this channel. Love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.